Each day, the drug overdose crisis in Florida continues to kill thousands, but perhaps a sign of progress here. The one Florida county that made national headlines for one of the highest rates of overdoses in the country is now reporting some of the lowest. As part of our full circle reporting, we're showing you multiple viewpoints on issues that have a deep impact on our community. And tonight, ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska takes us inside the dark world of addiction and how the road to recovery may finally be starting to take shape.
Manatee County deputies are now charging a suspected drug dealer with murder.
It's a street drug that's killing
every
users.
Appropriate emergency authority to fight the opioid crisis.
It was like I was in mud and I was drowning.
It's a national emergency. Drugs flooding across our borders, small quantities of fentanyl deadly enough to kill entire communities, easily shipped to dealers via U.S. mail from China and Mexico.
This marks the third major cocaine bust on the East Coast in recent months.
165 tons of cocaine was seized in Philadelphia. The street value $1 billion with a B. For addicts, the drug supply coming into the U.S. is seemingly unlimited, and the bodies are piling up. Deploying Narcan is now routine for law enforcement. Pasco County deputies using it to save this man's life last year.
Narcan deployed in the left nostril.
A control, dorm 3.
Well, it's working because we broke the mold.
Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells' agency now rethinking how they look at drug addicts.
The true victims, they're not dealers, they're not selling, they are addicted and they can't get off.
In 2016, the Sheriff's Office started a brand new program to help inmates addicted to drugs, putting them in recovery pods. We got an up-close look at the one-of-a-kind program the Sheriff says does not exist anywhere else.
If you don't concentrate on taking care of the victims, well, first of all, they're not going to survive.
There's only about 20 women here in the Manatee County Recovery Pod. This is their entire universe, their whole world. This is where they sleep, they do everything. But they also have a lot of different programs to help them get through their addiction so that when they get out of jail, they don't go back to using drugs.
Tanya, how have you been?
The pods are also where Nicole Petrie, a recovered addict herself and now a peer coach, first met Tanya Ruiz, an addict with a past she could never escape until now.
Being arrested over 63 times and going to prison.
The first step of Sarasota peer-to-peer recovery coaching program is only a year old, but it is different. It is using an addict to treat an addict.
I've always had a problem with speaking with somebody that haven't walked in my shoes. And I've always had a problem because they could never understand where I've been. Oh, I understand. No, you don't understand. Unless you've been where I've been, you don't understand.
Ruiz, now clean and sober for a year, opened up to a total stranger to inspire others to come out of the darkness for help.
That's the first thing that comes to your mind. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? But then as soon as the drugs are in front of you, you do them again.
These are the pictures that I had at Brian's funeral, starting from when he was a baby right on up until the night before we lost him.
In December 2014, Jerry Stanhope lost her son, Brian Miller, to drugs.
When it first happened, I wanted to go kill the drug dealer. This is your Narcan nasal spray.
Her pain now focused on helping others. Narcan, her weapon of choice, passing out hundreds of free doses in Manatee County with the group no longer silent.
I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and says, well, I'm going to be an addict this week.
So potent, you could die with the syringe still in your arm.
I went dead weight, like hunched over, and the gas pedal went and hit her.
Fentanyl, a drug more powerful than heroin.
The crisis now has the feds not just targeting the big fish drug lord, but anyone selling or possessing the most lethal drug in our area, fentanyl. Following the trail of death, federal agencies track hotspots for overdoses. Once identified, a federal prosecutor will embed in that law enforcement agency, helping target the dealer of death. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christopher Murray says it's a game changer.
And in that case, we seized, during the time of the arrest, about 150 grams of fentanyl. You could kill an entire community with that amount of fentanyl. It fits in a backpack.
Their partnership first started in Manatee, and it is now a model for agencies across Florida and the U.S. If a dealer sells to someone who overdoses then dies, they can face felony murder charges at the state and federal level.
It's a 20-year minimum mandatory sentence. If death or serious bodily injury results, up to life. We've had tremendous results in Bradenton and Manatee County. The deaths and overdoses have dropped about 75 to 77%.
You want to sell poison in the state of Florida and you know you're killing people, you know you're making money off the deaths of others, then you're going to go to federal prison. That's my goal.
In 2016, nearly 1,300 people overdosed in Manatee County. 123 died. Last year, 362 overdoses with only 33 dead. Jail programs combined with enforcement and the community coming together is saving lives. Of the more than 1,500 inmates that participated in Manatee County's Recovery Pod program, only a small percent come back.
Get someone to that recovery point where they can walk in a room and there's drugs there and they can walk away. Well, guess what? If you take the drug away and someone's still addicted, they're going to find it somewhere by any means possible.
I don't want to ever be that person I used to be.
Without this program, do you know where you would be right now?
I'll probably be back out there using drugs, or in the grave, or in prison.
In Manatee County, Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.
And this is the kind of in-depth reporting that we are committed to bringing you, and you can see our other in-depth full circle reports on demand right now on your streaming devices. Just download the ABC Action News app.